if you're like kind of really dumb and normie, like you don't think anything's going on. You think it's like all Occam's razor, like, kind of, there's nothing to see here. And then you get into the like middle of the curve, it's like only nuts and bolts. It's like, all just saucers and a hanger. And then once you get deep enough or something, on the right side of the bell curve, its consciousness is somehow extremely fundamental to all of this. And you get into weird stuff around secret societies and psychic warfare, and it gets weird. And so it feels like you are really deep into all of that stuff.
Yeah, one thing I would take exception to in terms of the bell curve analogy there is that I basically agree with what you're saying, except I think that there's a place on the other side of the bell curve from where the normies are who deny that anything much is going on at all. And then people who, let's say, have read Carl Jung on UFOs and appreciate the extent to which this phenomenon involves the co-constitution of physical reality by consciousness and so on and so forth. There's a place on the other side of that bell curve where someone can, as it were, fall off the deep end. And I think it's also a psychological defense mechanism. You can wind up developing such an abstract meta-interpretation of these phenomena that you're actually occluding or occulting some more tangible aspects of it that are deeply disturbing. And so that acts also, I think, both as a psychological defense mechanism for the particular researcher who may want to interpret this all as like the Kantian thing in itself, which we will never know. And it's like,
yes,
it's intrusions into our reality and our limited frame of interpretation, right, based on human consciousness. The denial of our capacity to ultimately discern what's going on with this phenomenon can also be a way to defer responsibility for dealing with some very tangible things that are going on that are deeply disturbing and that have very serious sociological and political implications.
I couldn't agree more. I think some people who are so far off the deep end in the consciousness realm are there because it's unfalsifiable.